days the little girl spent with the boy are filled with excitement. The kinds of ordinary moments they share might seem predictable and boring to other people, but for her, they are novel experiences. Just a little chit-chat is far more amazing than any manga or TV show she has seen. Lightning striking somewhere near the hospital last night. The middle-aged man next door tumbling over terribly. Each topic is silly, but the way the boy spins them into amusing stories is like magic. The girl can't figure out why. She was astonished when he searched for a room and showed up to apologize after they had crashed into each other. She didn't believe he had anything to feel guilty about, but he went through the trouble of finding her and apologizing without even knowing her name. Above and beyond the apology, he started enthusiastically talking about how he had sought out her room, who he was, and how he had wound up hospitalized. At first, she wasn't sure how to react to this one-sided conversation, but she soon found herself laughing and chiming in with the stories he told. A week has passed since then. He comes to visit her room every single day. A week ago, all she had was anxiety and suffering, but she now appreciates the wonderful time she's having. Yet, she has started to feel something she never has before. What if she had not bumped into him? What if he had not come looking for her? All those ifs unsteady her mind as though there's no ground to stand on in the world. She's not only uneasy about the past. How much longer is this splendid period of time going to last? How long will she be together with him? And when he leaves the hospital, will she return to how she was a week ago? She now routinely imagines these kinds of sad scenarios for her own future. Side end. Waning light. The city died. Orange. And the end of chapter 1 or chapter 0? Because we were on like chapter 0 for the longest. Tsukumogami. It is that thought that objects and tools that are used for a long time eventually develop a soul. Is something done by the objects themselves? Or are they being abused with the user's emotions over a long time and being tormented by them? As the Tsukumogami are created by the latter, they must be imperfect beings, because the emotions contained in them, and the very existence of human beings, the source of those emotions. They both are woefully imperfect. And theme song? Again? Or first? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same song. I don't know why they would show it twice. Oh well. Skip. April 29th to April 30th, Friday. And back to you side. Today is the only normal weekday, set right in the middle of the long holiday season. Still, it's not that depressing considering that the main part of the holiday starts tomorrow. Jun and Suzuku seem to be motivated by that fact too. They are enjoying their preparation for school, something they usually don't.
兄ちゃんさ、ゴールデンウィークの予定はどうなってんの?
What are you doing during Golden Week? And Golden Week. Pretty sure we already knew this, but oh well. Japanese English words describing the holiday period starting around the end of April until the beginning of May in Japan. Okay, April to May. Originally, the word was used as an advertising pitch coined by Japan's movie industry aiming to warm itself up and make plenty of box office revenue. Consequently, what is golden is not only the feeling of people enjoying the holiday period, but also the entertainment facilities that those people visit.
お仕事？
Work? No work at the moment. I don't think I'll have the whole week off though.
兄ちゃんはいっつも忙しいもんな。急な用事で映画の約束破っちゃうくらいにさ。
Sure are always busy. So busy that you even have to break our promise to go see a movie.
今日のジュン君はチクッとしてるね。
You shouldn't try to guilt him, June. You really know how to hit me where it hurts, huh?
にしし、冗談だって。兄ちゃんにしかできないことだって分かってるからさ。
Just kidding. I know it's something only you can do.
私たちの約束より大事だって分かってるから。
Yeah, you know it's something way more important than the promise we made. Wait a second. You're guilting me too, Suzuku?
冗談なの。
Just kidding. So, what are your plans?
明日はおばちゃんと一緒に買い物に行く約束してる。
We're going shopping with Aunt tomorrow.
お母さんが本屋さんとかに連れて行ってくれるって。
Mom's going to take us to a bookstore and all that.
俺は前から約束してたゲームソフトを買ってもらう予定。
She's buying me the video game she promised before.
休みの間にゲームでたくさん遊ぶんだよね。
You're going to spend the holiday playing that, right?
でもそれだけじゃ退屈だからどっかに遊びに行く約束もしてるけどな。
Yeah, but we're thinking about going out somewhere as well, so we don't get bored.
どこに行くかお話中なんだよ。
Yes, and we're deciding where to go now. You two are trying to make the most out of the holiday, huh?
兄ちゃんも予定が入らない日は遊びに行くんだろ？
You're going to go out somewhere when you're not working, aren't you? No, I think I'll just sit around at home. When the disobeyers in charge of a specific area want to leave it for a long period of time, they have to apply for permission. There's nowhere I want to go badly enough to bother with that, so I keep to the area near my home. Watching DVDs or reading.
はあ、聞いたか、しずく。
Oh boy, did you hear that, Suzuku?
聞いたよ、ジュン君。
I did, Joan.
兄ちゃんさ、ゴールデンウィークってことはさ、ウィークがゴールデンなんだぜ。
Listen, do you know what Golden Week is? It's a week that's golden.
ゴールデンなんだよ。
It's golden. What did you pause for? You just switched the word over.
あ、もしかして。
I think I get it. Huh?
さ、なんかごめんな、兄ちゃん。
Well, I'm sorry, bro.
そのさ、兄ちゃんが学校に友達いないとか思ってなくてさ。
I mean, I never realized you didn't have any friends.
私たちはお兄ちゃんの味方だよ。
We'll always be on your side. You're doing it wrong. I don't need you to show that kind of grown consideration for me.
にしし、冗談だって。
Just kidding. You know what? I've actually got someone who asked me about plans for the holiday.
お兄ちゃんは時間が空いたらその人と遊びに行くの？
Will you go hang out with them? If you have nothing to do? I'm not going to. I don't want to feel sorry if I suddenly have to call it off.
俺たちとはそんなの気にしないで約束するじゃん。
What? You don't care about that when it's us. That's because you two are family and know what I do. Not to mention that Chun is already one of us, and Suzuku will be tuned soon enough. And it's hard for me to stay with someone for so long, as you know.
そっか。兄ちゃんはいろいろ難しいもんな。
Right. You have that stuff.
まあ、仕事が入らなくて暇だったら、俺たちが遊んであげるからさ。
Well, Suzuku and I will We'll play with you if you're free from work.
遊んであげるね。
We'll play. Thanks for the offer.
あ、俺たちそろそろ学校に行かなくちゃ。行こうぜ、しずく。
It's about time to leave for school. Let's go, Suzuku.
お兄ちゃん、行ってきます。
Sure. We're leaving. Well, as I told you last night, The city is kind of rough these days. Make sure to be careful.
はーい
Sure. Even if I can't hang out with her, the two of us alone. Judging from the past experiences with her, Ogawa will probably bring me the DVD today. Looking forward to the DVD, but what's even better is that I'll get to talk to her again. Right now, I'm feeling one of those unexplainable emotions. It's so natural for me to be thinking that very emotion. That every emotion can be reason. Being a despair myself. But since I think of her that way, I have to remember there's a line that I can't let myself cross. I take a look at my watch and realize I need to get going too. Let's put on my uniform, man. Some horrible music. Well, creepy music, not horrible music. Always the same. As soon as I recognize the caller's ID name, that's a ringtone? Oh. I gave up on attending school today. His timing is terrible, as always, but at least it's not as bad as his cooking. Let's see, I could go to school, or I can go there. Guess I'll go to school. 92-year-old public high school that all the locals know about. Its motto is improve yourselves, both in academics and sports, and is well known in the entire prefecture for its high-quality education and dominance in sports contests. Or at least the school is good at sports. Do you want to enter school? Yes, because why not? Jiharu's side. Languid atmosphere is hanging around the pre-class room. The pre-class classroom. It's kind of a weird sentence, as if rejecting the beginning of the day. Due to it being the middle of the holidays, more seats are empty than usual. It must be contributing to this laid-back air. Contrary to that laziness, I'm enveloped in an out-of-place uplifting feeling. I was forced to wake up at 5 this morning by my day-old hopes and fears. I unconsciously finished up my daily jog, and during breakfast, I found myself writing Amakawa Yu on my toast with jam. I know there's a chance that his answer the day before yesterday was just something he said on a whim. But who can blame me for being someone excited? He hardly ever says anything on a whim. There's a gigantic gap between 0 and 1. Not that I have one president. I might do the same again someday. He could say something really nice on a whim, or he could accept my outing offer on a whim. Just imagining those situations makes me... 30 minutes have passed since I started waiting for the man in question. Some of my classmates came and greeted me, but I don't remember which ones they were, or what I said to them. Just that I only replied mechanically. Missing today means 6 more days to wait. Between breaks, lunch, and after school, I've only got about 2 hours total. There's no time to waste on anyone but him. Plus, I've got a whole lot of things I want to talk to him about today. The DVD waiting for the time to come out on my bag. The movie theater that I saw in town. And the unusual little boy and girl that I bumped into. If I managed to make the chat flow smoothly, I could ask him out to a movie. In past years, I was never able to see him during Golden Week, meaning those weeks were less than golden. But that response he gave me gives me hope for this year. That alone is enough to get me through the rest of the holidays. But there are still opportunities for more to happen. I'm so happy, I want to scream. Actually, I yelled a little into my pillow last night. Generally speaking, my feelings for him have been going too far. Even I'm aware of that. That's why I'm very careful not to go overboard when I'm with him. In front of him, my words and actions can't be too heavy or too atypical. Basically, the most important thing is for me to act naturally. With that said, it will probably be difficult to restrain myself today.
そろそろだよね
I guess it's about time. He usually arrives right about now. I've got to compose myself before he shows up. Make one wrong move, and the usual me will be destroyed. And he's not showing up today, sadly. But back to the ramen shop. You sighed. Pops, allow me to say something. Would you?
なんだ
What is it? I feel so sorry for those shrimp you're cooking. My heart bleeds for them. I bought loads of shrimp to make some kind of seasoning from their shells. Now it's grinding them. Grinding some of them in a mortar. In other restaurants, just the sound of grinding will lead you to expect good food. In this ramen shop, it's just an undesired noise.
バッカ野郎照れるじゃねえか朝っぱらからそんなに褒めるんじゃねえよ
What a jerk! Don't embarrass me! You're praising me too much first thing in the morning. I've been wondering about this for a long time, but do you even know the basics of cooking?
釈迦に説法っていうのはこのことだな
Preaching to the choir.
そういうのを愚問って言うんだぜ愚かなジュニアめ
That's a silly question, you silly junior. Do you know the 5 essential tips for Japanese cooking, known as sashi susei so? What are the 5 essential tips? 5 essential tips, sashi susei so. The basics of Japanese dishes is a wordplay to describe how 5 kinds of seasonings are used to flavor Japanese dishes. Sa is for sato or sugar, shi is for shio or salt, and su is for su, just su, or vinegar. Sei is for shoyu or soy sauce. I don't know how you get sei from shoyu, but oh well. And so is for miso or bean paste. Using these in the deciding order is considered the best way to season Japanese dishes. And probably make some good miso soup.
まったくグジュニアは俺をバカにしすぎだぜもはや冒涜と言ってもいい
Stop making fun of me, will you? You silly junior? You're supposed to respect your elders.
まずサワークリームだろ
First off, the sauce for sour cream, right? No, it's not. It's for sugar. Wow. Complete opposite of sugar. A food product made by fermenting raw cream of lactic bacteria. It lasts longer than the original raw cream, although due to its low fermentation degree, it goes bad faster than other fermented dairy products like cheese, so it has to be preserved with care. Its characteristic sourness covers everything from main dish to dessert. You may need some courage to put sour cream on white rice. This is nothing more than the writer's personal opinion. That's not even Japanese! Wait, you use sour cream when you cook? Now I get why it all tastes sour.
おいおいじゃあなんだってんだよサバの味噌煮
Hey, what is it? Salmon salad? That's already a complete meal. Salad's for sato, sugar.
マジでか
For real?
まあ知ってたけどな逆にジュニアを試しただけだ
Well, I actually knew that. I was just testing you. Of course. I look pretty darn surprised. Anyway, I'm not here to teach you how to cook. Can we move on to the reason you called me in on the school day? We should just give him a cookbook. This would make things a lot easier. So he'd actually follow recipes.
まあまあそう焦らずによ
Not so fast. Let's take our time.
まずはこのエビを使った新作天国つけ麺を食べてきな
First of all, I'd like you to enjoy my new shrimp, Zuckerman, named Heaven. Please don't. I'm begging you. I'll do anything for you. Kneel down on the ground, pay whatever you want, give you everything I own. So, please do not serve me that thing.
いやまあそこまで言うなら仕方ねえそれじゃあ早速本題に入らせてもらうがよ
Alright then. If you'd go that far, I won't. Let's get to the point. Paz disgruntledly quits grinding and takes a picture out of his pocket.
まずはこの写真を見てくれ
Have a look at this photo. It is a direct shot, seemingly taken somewhere with little lightning. Based on its texture, I noticed that it was printed out from digital data. And what it shows is... Is that... a doll?
ああ、人形だ。もう少し詳しく言うなら、日本人形って呼ばれる類だな。
And it looks like the doll from the opening. That might be where they showed it again, but oh well.
Yeah, it's a doll. To be more specific, it's a Japanese doll.
大きさは1メートル20から30程度で、日本人形としては大型な部類らしい。
And I forgot to click it again. Oh well. Japanese doll, what are you? Dolls created to imitate the appearance of typical pre-modern Japanese people. Most of them are in kimonos and with Nihon Kami, one of the traditional Japanese hairstyles. There used to be kids' toys that could be found in a number of families, but recently you can see them more often as they are being displayed for Japanese seasonal festivals or auspicious occasions. They have a variety of uses. In general, Japanese dolls refer to Ichimatsu dolls, or ones wearing a kimono. Makes sense. They still look creepy though.
That's between 1.2 and 1.3 meters tall. They say it's pretty big for a doll like that.
The black hair that appears to absorb all light around it, and the long and narrow eyes. Even my untrained eye can see the doll as a masterpiece of the highest order.
どうやらこの可愛い子ちゃんはとんだファムファタールらしくてな。
Seems like this cutie pie here. It's quite the femme fatale.
I think, oh well. So, an object variant?
It's never a good sign when you start off a briefing like that.
まあ、その予感が当たりかどうかはすぐにわかるさ。
You'll see if it's bad or not in a minute.
事の始まりは1週間前のことだ。中央区の総合病院に一人の男が担ぎ込まれた。
It all began a week ago. A man got brought into the general hospital in the Chuo ward.
So, intensive care? The most developed section in the Kamisaki city, or just a section of the city then. But why they called it oh, so like Chua district but Chua ward, I guess. Playing the role as the center of the city's economic and governmental or commercial activities, many public offices sit here in this ward. Since there are plenty of large commercial and entertainment facilities here, every street always has high traffic at any hour of the day or night. Due to the city's biggest station being located here, the ward is the main traffic hub for adjoining cities in town.
男は失血により意識を失っていたんだが、その原因は一目瞭然だった。
He was unconscious from blood loss, and the reason was crystal clear.
何せ、男の左腕の肘から先が見事に切り落とされていたんだからな。
He got his left arm brilliantly chopped off, the part below the elbow.
His left arm?
ああ。病院への搬送が相当早かったことと、処置が良かったことで、男は一命を取り留めた。
Yeah, thanks to the prompt treatment, he managed to survive.
He could have easily died of shock.
ああ。なかなかに生命力がたくましい人物だったらしい。
Right. The guy's tenacious, I'll give him that.
男の名は二川。上宮区にて雑貨屋を経営している36歳の男性だ。
His name is Nikawa. He's a 36-year-old man who runs a knickknack shop in Kamimiya Ward.
Nikawa. 36-year-old man who runs a knickknack shop in the Kamisaki city. Since he seems to have a good eye for identifying quality, he has regular customers for his shop and keeps it well run. He is currently being hospitalized because he has had his left arm chopped off by a burglar in the middle of April. Why would a burglar do that? Did they take his arm too? Never mind. I don't know. Well. In the ward, a bedroom suburb where Yu's house and Kiharu's apartment, as well as their school, are located. You can find a many small/medium scale commercial facilities closely attached to where the residents live their daily lives. Divided by the big national routes, one side is filled with new high-rise buildings, while the other has a number of old residences. There's also a small park right outside the residential section.
That word's part of the district in my chart.
その日ニカワは忘れ物をしたため閉店後日付が変わる頃に店に戻ったそうだ。
On the day of the incident, after hours, he noticed he forgot something in his shop and went back there to pick it up at around midnight.
店内に入る際に不審な様子は一切なく、特に注意することもなく店のバックヤードに足を踏み入れたところ、
He said there was nothing wrong when he entered, but the moment he stepped into the backyard,
その瞬間背後から襲われたらしい。
he got attacked from behind.
So, he didn't see the culprit?
いや、その段階で腕をやられたわけじゃなく、しばらく店内を追いかけっこしたんだとよ。
He did, and that's not where he lost his arm. There was a little bit of a chase throughout the shop.
めちゃくちゃになった現場から察するに、かなり乱暴な追いかけっこだったんだろうさ。
The place was pretty trashed, so the chase must have been rough.
結局、店主は暴漢の手にかかることになるわけだが、どうやらダメージを受けてもすぐに意識を失うことはなかったらしい。
He wound up falling victim to the culprit, but he remained awake for a while, even after losing his arm.
救急車への通報も自分の手で行っている。もっとも救急車が駆けつけた時には意識のない状態だったそうだが、
He was the one who called the ambulance, though he had passed out by the time they came for him.
Pretty hard to say if that was lucky or not for him. I think it would be pretty unfortunate to stay conscious with such a severe injury. He was forced to experience and see how his left arm got separated. But then again, if he passed out sooner, he probably wouldn't have survived.
一目で事件性があるとわかる状況だ。警察は被害者自身の証言に期待したんだが、
This is obviously a crime, and the police were hoping to get an ID on the perp from the victim, but
事件から3日後、多少会話ができるまで持ち直した店主が語った内容に警察は困惑することになる。
after 3 days, he recovered enough to talk, but the police were puzzled by what he had to say.
Did he say the doll attacked him?
How come?
期待していた方向とは随分かけ離れたものだったからだ。
The info we gave them wasn't really what he was expecting.
自分の腕をぶった切った相手は和服を着た少女のような見た目だった。そう雑貨屋は証言したんだよ。
Something like a little girl wearing a kimono cut off his arm. That's what he said.
A little girl wearing a kimono. Shockingly enough, that's what the doll in the picture is wearing. The person seems to have an outrageous fashion sense.
ジュニアよ、その言い方は正確じゃねえな。
Junior, that's not the right choice of word.
Or words. Should be words. Oh well. What word?
被害者の話を信じるな。襲ったのは犯人じゃねえのさ。
Based on the victim's story, it's not a person who got him.
自分を襲ったのは店の商品。人形だって言うんだよ。
It's one of his goods. A doll.
You mean the one in this photo?
正解だ。ちなみにこの写真は今年の1月頃にニカワ自身が携帯で撮影したものだとさ。
Bingo. By the way, the photo was taken by Nikawa, but the sale this January.
January, when all this weird stuff began. Are you sure? Stella got to her feet, walked around and chopped off his arm?
被害者本人はそう話している。
That's what he says.
人形が自分の腕を切り落としてそれを持って逃げたんだとさ。
The doll slashed it off and took it away with her.
警察としては店主が恐怖のあまり記憶に混乱を起こしているだけだと判断しているようだがな。
The cops decided that the shop owner was too traumatized by the attack to recall things properly.
That's a completely normal response. It's a no-brainer. Should the authorities swallow everything he says about the case, the public will consider them crazy. So, their perspective aside, what do we think of that? The police are sensible and reasonable about the event, but that doesn't mean they have the truth.
まるで発言を裏付けるかのように 店主が襲われた時を境に、店の倉庫からは一体の人形が忽然と消えている。
A doll's been missing from the shop's backyard since the incident, which supports the victim's account.
And that picture was of our missing doll?
ああ。他の店員が複数証言していることからも、その点に間違いはない。
Definitely. Many of the other staff members say the same. So that's a fact.
人形は事件が起こった当日の夕方まで店の倉庫に存在していたことも裏が取れている。
Also, we've confirmed that the doll was in the backyard until the evening of the attack.
Ordinarily, you think someone injured the shop owner and stole the doll.
普通に考えればな。
Sure, but we don't deal with the ordinary.
So, that's not what you think happened, Pops.
今のところ白とも黒とも言えねえって感じだぜ。
I'm between black and white at the moment.
真っ先に問題になったのが一番肝心なものが現場で見つからなかったことだ。
The first puzzle is something important was missing from the scene.
Important? As in...
腕だ。
The arm.
バックヤードだけじゃなく店内のどこを探しても切られた腕が見つからなかったんだよ。
They couldn't find the man's chopped off arm in the backyard or anywhere in the shop.
Someone, probably a culprit, took it with them somewhere else?
警察も同様に考えて周辺の捜索を開始したところ、ほどなくして雑貨屋から6キロほど離れた公園から警察に一報が入った。
And save. Since it's been so long.